Okay, there we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is August 17th today. My second son's birthday, Derek. Happy birthday, Derek, even though he's not on the call today. All right. Yeah, I know, right? He had his birthday party this weekend. He's fine. 22, okay? So just graduated from UConn, too. So, and I told him, I said,
age.
It's a great age, and it's also, you're always going to remember, that you had your graduation ceremony on Zoom, and it's the year of 2020. Right now it stinks, but it's going to be great stories as time goes on. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are very fortunate today from the lovely state of California and the Anaheim Hills office to have Christina Blaker DeMooy. I said that right, your last name, right? DeMooy?
Yes, you did, actually. Thank you.
See that? See that? And
yeah,
every time I see you, you're always smiling. So hold on a second here. I'm gonna have to mute everybody. Give me 1 second. All right, Christina, if you hit *6 on your phone, we'll be able to hear you. *6.
There we go.
And there you are, and you sound great too. Yeah, nice and crisp. So hey, so I sent your manager Jenny Abney, who's awesome, as you know. She has more energy than most of us put together, which is great, and always positive. And every time I see you, you're exactly the same way. And she said, first off, congratulations, you're a new mom. This is so awesome.
Thank you.
Yes. How old is the baby now?
He was 3 months on the 9th.
Wow. And you're
yes.
still rocking and rolling and doing your business. That's so awesome.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's
Absolutely.
why I think especially for new moms and women in general. So first off, before we get into that, though, Christina, I always get ahead of myself. Tell them a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this. I mean, I know who you are, but you got Nevada, Arizona, and other parts of California, like all the way down to Rancho and Temecula. Who knows? We don't know exactly who's going to be on this phone call. So tell them a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this, and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. So I actually was a bar manager before I became a realtor, and I was tired of working the 10 to 16-hour shifts, getting home at 4 o'clock in the morning, and said there has to be something else for me. So when I was 30 years old, I changed my career, got into real estate. A fun story, I was actually started my career down in San Diego, and I was part of Prudential for 1 month, and I was a part of the very first store that turned over to Berkshire Hathaway.
Oh, nice.
So wrapped up my life there, moved back up to Redondo Beach, and was actually a part of the 1,000th store that had went from Prudential over to Berkshire Hathaway.
Awesome.
Found my husband, got married, moved to the IE, so I've been with a lot of different brokerages. I was with Bruce Short in Redondo Beach, then I went over to Bruce Mulhern in Covina, and then I met with Jenny Abney, and I mean, once you meet her, how can you not work with her? So I joined the Mark Start group, and I have found my home. My office is amazing. I love everything about it. I love this brokerage. I love this company. So I'm so happy to be a part of this. So that's my story. I've been in real estate for 7 years now, and it's the best choice I ever made was transferring over and changing my career when I was 30. So it's never too late to change your career over to real estate.
Well, you didn't like working with people that drink till 4 a.m. and working 15-hour shifts. This is better. Wow.
It's babysitting drunks is what you're doing. You're just a big babysitter. But it did condition me for all the different people that I get to work with in real estate, and I think that's why it definitely helped. You grow thick skin when you're a bar manager, and it definitely helped me understand people a lot better and be able to adapt to the relationships. So I think that's why this is such a perfect career for me, is because I had that experience to bring with me. Yes,
I understand. That's definitely it's all a really good exercise for learning how to deal with people, because let's face it, like you just said, working for Berkshire Hathaway, we have great tools, we have the best name brand. Now it's really what you're doing on a daily basis that makes the difference, right?
Yep, absolutely. Wake up to
and
work.
Jenny says you do so many awesome things here, so let's get into a few of them. So it sounds like, so give us an idea of like a typical week for you. How many hours do you work and all that good stuff?
Okay, I'm going to be very honest. My biggest flaw in real estate is my time management and my scheduling. And then I had a baby, and then I realized how important a schedule is. And so now I'm on a much better schedule, and I've seen it in my business. One of the things that I realized very early in my career is to not reinvent the wheel. And being a new agent, I was always trying to reinvent the wheel. I was always trying to find new ways, new creative ways to get business and, to make it my own. And once I started doing what real estate agents have done from the beginning is when I started to see my business, turn into something. And what that is your numbers. It's all a numbers game. If you're waking up in the morning and if you're making those phone calls and if you're having those conversations with people, then you're going to see results. And that's kind of where I was like, okay, this is what I need to be doing every morning. So the other great thing about this business is you can really get out of it what you put into it. So if you're, if you treat it like a 40-hour job and you're hustling, you're going to make those big numbers at the end of the year. If you have a baby and you want some time with your baby and you want to, relax a little bit, I would consider myself an average realtor. And I'm still making those numbers that I love at the end of the year, which I can actually give you my numbers. I go for $5 million a year. I am on the lower, my price point's a little lower than most agents just because I am in the IE area, and I also work with a lot of first-time home buyers, which I absolutely love first-time home buyers. I'm realizing more and more that how much I love working with them. I strive to close 10 transactions a year, which for me, that's very average. If you want to, really succeed and make those big numbers at the end of the year, you want to push yourself to make bigger numbers. And that's what I do. Obviously, I want to increase my numbers always, and so I'm continuing to find new ways to do that. But that's where I'm at right now. So I'm pretty comfortable, especially having a new baby.
Yeah, just so everybody understands, the IE stands for, or it's the Inland Empire. Like the first time I heard the OC, I was like, what is that? Orange County. Yeah.
That's a TV show.
Yeah, is it really? Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking when you go to the airport. Welcome to the OC. All right. So now, be honest, Christina. Like, you didn't realize how tight you could be on time management until you had a baby, more than likely, right?
Mm-hmm, yes.
I realized how much time I was wasting. I was like, what? I used to do this on Saturday mornings. Don't do that anymore. Now you have to go to bed early because you're going to get woken up early anyway, right?
Mm-hmm, so, yep, exactly.
Or in your case, probably in the middle of the night a few times.
Yeah. Well, actually, as of this week, he's sleeping 8 to 9 hours. We're so excited.
Wow.
But yes, I found that, getting up earlier even, I read a book. I read The Morning Miracle a while ago, and it teaches you, yes, great book. It teaches you, to wake up an hour earlier, no matter what your time that you wake up right now is. So if you wake up at 6 a.m., get up at 5. If you wake up at 5 a.m., get up at 4. And it basically take that hour for yourself. Take that hour to get organized and to do what you're going to. And it's amazing what you can do with that time for yourself and the positivity and the energy that it gives you for the rest of the day. And that's kind of what I've been doing now is, I need to get up earlier so that way I can get everything that I need done with my business and focus there before my baby gets up and to kind of work out my day. Then we worked around his napping and everything. And again, having him on a schedule that put me on a schedule has been amazing. I'm getting way more work done. I'm seeing way more results. Jenny has us on this listing boot camp right now, which is amazing. It's, little things that you do, ideas to help you get more listings. And I've already seen so many results just with doing this boot camp. And so I'm definitely going to add that into my normal day of business now to kind of grow my business up a little bit more, which is another reason why this company is so great, is because they're always constantly pushing us and they're always constantly giving us great tools to work with. So.
Yep. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I agree. It's funny you call it the Mark Stark companies because that's what I call it too. My kids, I just told you about my 22-year-old. The first time they came to visit the office with me 6-7 years ago, one of them said to me, Mark Stark, does he have a brother named Tony? I go, no, he's not Iron Man. No, he doesn't. He's not related to Iron Man. No. All right. So there we go. So, okay, so you about $5 million is your goal every year. Now, just to give you if you're in Vegas, that's about 20 deals. Where you are, it's 10 to 12. It all depends on your average sale price and how you're doing it. People don't realize if you're from Arizona and Nevada, the competition factor in California is so much higher. There's so many more licensed people, the population. So, so where do you get most of your business from? Like, what's your number one lead source? And maybe you can give us the different ones.
Absolutely. So my number one resource is my sphere of influence. And we've talked about this before in one of your classes, actually, how, one of my favorite things to do is to focus on my sphere of influence. And how I do that is I simply go through my phone contacts, and I do this 4 times a year, so once a quarter. I go through and I just check on them and see if everything's okay. Whatever's going on in the news, I might bring that up. I'm not over pushy about things, but I am reminding people that I'm in real estate. I'm really, Jenny makes the comment that the best asset for me is my mouth, because I'm always constantly reminding people that I'm a real estate agent no matter where I am. And it's not in a super pushy, salesy way. It's just reminding them, hey, I'm a realtor if you want to work with me. Even last night, I just gave some clients the keys, and they said, you did such a good job for us. We're having a moving party tonight, yada, yada. And I said, don't forget to refer me. It's that little comment that now is going to stick with them. And that's, I also get a lot of referrals from my people because I always am asking them. During the holidays, every year I send out a silly little calendar. It has recipes on it and my business card, and they stick it on their refrigerator. And I can't tell you how fun it is to go to my client's house or my friend's house or, my sphere of influence and see my magnet on the refrigerator. It's cheap. It's super easy. Every year I post it on Facebook, who wants one of these? And I always get new clients out of just posting that on Facebook. I got, I got 2 new clients just this last year, just from doing that, just from posting it on. And then, of course, I'm always reminding everybody that this is what I do. Social media is huge for me. That is how I would say I make most of my business. And if I could give anybody advice on social media, it's you have to be consistent. You have to continue to, do those posts and post about anything. You can give them data, you can give them information, but you can also just post, hey, I went and did a walkthrough today. Oh, I'm doing a home inspection. Or, oh, I went and, I viewed this house. I used to do walkthroughs when we were, pre-COVID. I used to do walkthroughs where I just walk through the property and do it on Facebook Live. And I don't get a lot of likes and I don't get a lot of comments, but I do get a lot of response. It's crazy how, people, friends of friends, will all of a sudden message me and be like, hey, I know that you're in real estate. I'm like, you've never liked anything on it. And it's not about the likes. It's not about the comments. It really is about just getting people to see those posts and reminding them. It's such an easy way to remind them you're a real estate agent. Hey, this is what I do. If you ever have a real estate question, let me know. Easy. Even, renters are always contacting me, and I've converted some into first-time home buyers. So social media, especially, right now, everybody's home. Everybody's on social media. Everybody.
Right.
And all sorts there's so many different platforms that you can use. And Instagram alone has, if you do a post on Instagram, they allow you to post it directly to Twitter and directly to your Facebook, which I set mine up to my business page. And I know a lot of times people will say, well, I want my personal page and I want my business page. Well, too bad. If you want to make it in real estate on social media, have your business page. I post everything to my business page, and I share it over to my personal page. And I have my personal page wide open for everybody to see. And
that's exactly what I do too. And I think that, and to me, it really, I don't even share it. I just repost it on and I've never got a hard time from Facebook about that, because I notice I gauge everything from my personal page, because I keep my friends right below 5,000. And I basically keep everything. Like so and you've probably already done this, but having a baby, you have the perfect tool for social media to see who's actually what. Because look, you're right. When you do the business stuff, they don't always comment, but they look at it and it goes, oh yeah, Christina, Berkshire Hathaway. Oh yeah, Christina. You want to find out who's actually, post a picture of your baby, do something. Like if I want to see how many people, like I posted something with Tina, 7-year anniversary. Oh my God, I got, I'm going to say 400 and something likes or comments. It just gives you an idea. Or my son, my youngest son that still lives with me, Bodie, put something on there, boom. That's when you find out how many people you have, because the business stuff they're going to look at, it logs, oh yeah, he's working, she's working. But if you really want to see who's paying attention, just put something personal on there every now and then, and you'll really see.
Yep, absolutely. So funny how that works. It's so true. Personal gets so much more attention, but they're still seeing it. All those people are still seeing your real estate posts too, which is fantastic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So give them, well, first up, before I do that, do you use LinkedIn too?
I do use LinkedIn. I'm new to LinkedIn, and so I'm still. I actually, you're like one of my only friends on there right now. So I definitely I've been meaning to start one, and I finally did start one, and so now I'm trying to work on that account and boost that one up higher too, because it does get a lot of activity on LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn's actually pretty cool. It's way better than, because I started it and then left it alone, and then I started reading some stuff on it. And LinkedIn allows you 30,000 connections, which is crazy.
Yeah, that is.
Facebook, your personal page cuts you off at 5, but then you can have followers and so forth. So it's a little bit different. But let's face it, I think Facebook is number 1. Instagram is probably number 2, and then LinkedIn would be number 3. And Twitter is just nice to have to see what's going on. But okay, so give us an idea of, because that's one of the things that Jenny said. Jenny said you're getting a lot of business. So give them some ideas on what they could do as a little social media campaign, and include in, like you said earlier, you know, the stuff that you get from the Berkshire Hathaway, whether it's the resource or the VAC or how you do it.
Okay, sure. So CAR, California Association of Realtors, gives you the free data of your market. So you can pick a county, and it will show you how many houses were sold, how many are listed, and they actually already have it made for you to post on Instagram and Facebook. So the sizing and everything is perfect, and it's very well done. So I've done those before. I usually do them once a month, and then I always just think, I actually asked a couple of people that I've sold their house, and I said, what do you see on social media? What would you want to see from a real estate agent on social media? And one of them said, I really liked that someone posted that they would work hard for me, because I want to see that. And so I just made, a little post of the Berkshire Hathaway commercial, and I said, our company works hard for you, and this is why. And just put little, things that we do, which is like the AdWorks. We do the AdWorks ad. I love sharing the AdWorks ad. And especially in my listing presentations, I love sharing that we are, we're the elite. We do stuff like this for our clients, which, I don't think other agents are doing, or at least they're not advertising as much. I do things like I just did a net sheet off of Lawyer's Title. You can log in and just do a simple net sheet. There's so many companies that can do a net sheet for you. And I just posted it and said, this is an example of a net sheet of, my median price, which is $500,000. And this is how much you would net if you owned your house outright, and et cetera, et cetera. And I got a lot of response out of that one as well. People were excited to see it. They're like, well, how much, and I got personal message that say, can we have a buyer's net sheet? We want to see how much it would cost us. And I said, sure. And I just flipped over to it took me 3 seconds. And now I'm getting activity from just posting a net sheet, which is something that we all have access to.
Yeah, I think we forget, Christina, that these people don't do this every day. And
right.
When I think of social media, I just to interject here for a second, I think of 2 words always: content, and that's what you're talking right now too. Content, net sheets, even for the buyer, open houses, whatever. That's content. And then the second word is document, which means show them what you're doing, because they don't know what you're doing. Right, so go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there.
No, that's okay. I also did my app. My app was the biggest one. So I'm going to be honest, I don't use the Berkshire Hathaway app, but if you do, post that one. I use the CRMLS one, and it's called Home Spotter if the clients download it. And I just opened up the app and took a screenshot of all the listed homes in my area, and I posted that and said, what, you don't have my app yet? And I had 3 downloads that day, including one that has been piddle-paddling about thinking about buying, and now we're talking about purchasing again. So, and then I had another client actually download it, and so now we're showing up property viewings this weekend. So I had, a random person, I don't even know who they are, and so I sent them a message. I haven't heard back from them yet, but it's crazy what you can do with social media. You just post things and do it frequently because people will forget. If you can get a post out there every day, at least once a week, you're going to see some results in there. And even if you're not, even if you're not seeing results right away on your posts, if people aren't liking your stuff, trust me, they're still seeing it. They're still out there.
Exactly. And just do a personal one, and you'll get a good. When you it's like anything else. You have to earn their respect, and you have to earn the right to have them comment. And the way they do that is by becoming familiar with you, even if they're not commenting. And you got to put your ego aside and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say something too, Christina. To me, that involves video. When they hear you talk and see your, the way you speak, your inflection, your intonation, they just get to know you. Even though it's a one-sided conversation, they still feel more and more comfortable with you. And then they start looking at your stuff even more. So I would say a healthy dose of video. And everybody, before you even start, I don't like watching myself on video either. No one does. Okay, but it definitely works. Okay, anything else about social media before I ask you my favorite question of all?
Actually, let me kind of feed off of that, what you just said real quick. So, when we do videos, I would do little videos of the silliest things. Like I was showing property one time and Google Maps took us on a dirt road in like the backcountry. And so I just switched on my Facebook Live and said, I am out here in the backcountry showing property. This is crazy and fun and exciting. And I got a lot of activity out of that. A lot of people enjoyed that, including Jenny. She said that was hilarious. But the thing about not liking seeing yourself and getting nervous and anxious about that, we all look at pictures when we were younger, and especially being female, we all thought we were fat when we were younger. And now we look back at pictures and we see how tiny we were. That right there shows that it was never about your body. It was always about your mind. And so you can just, nobody cares. Nobody cares if your hair isn't perfect or if you're not wearing that perfect, eyeshadow, or, for guys, if your shirt's not perfect. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Only thing that people care about is your personality and how you make them feel, which is a Warren Buffett comment. So it's how you make them feel. Exactly right. So.
And I was going to say, I never worry how my hair looks. So anyway, I love Warren. Yeah, you have nice hair. I have not.
My messy bun. I love my messy bun. If I could wear property and yoga pants, I would, but I do dress professionally.
You do dress professional. I've seen you, yes. And I love everything Warren Buffett because he's such a down-to-earth guy. Just a little plug. If you haven't seen Becoming Warren Buffett, it's on YouTube. Watch it. It's like 40 minutes long, I think, of his whole life and how he cracks me up. All right, so here we go, Christina. My favorite question. So you've been doing this 7 years. You're successful. Now you're doing it, and you have a baby, and you have a wonderful distraction, which is the best. So if you could tell them the 3 most important things that you've learned or you would implement in this business, what would they be?
Okay, so I've already kind of went over one of them, which is do not reinvent the wheel. If you're a brand new realtor, brand new agent, don't try to reinvent the wheel. It's your numbers. Do your numbers. Make those amount of phone calls every day. Get those conversations every week to set those appointments. Don't get don't get crazy. Don't try to get fancy. Just make those. Just do your work.
I love it.
The next one that I would have to say is consistency pays. You have to be consistent. If you set up an appointment with a client, you met with them, you weren't feeling too great about them, call them the next day and have another conversation. Get in their face. I was showing property. After showing 5 properties, I had a guy tell me, well, I have another agent in my office that I was thinking of using. And obviously that's heartbreaking to me, right? Because I just showed him, I don't want to waste my time. But I took it as a challenge instead. And I said, oh, so that's my competition. And he said, yeah, I guess so. And I made sure that by the end of the day, I made another appointment with him. So there's no way he could have said no to me as his realtor. So I made the appointment the very next day. I said, you know what, let's get back out tomorrow. And then the following week, I called him again and said, did you want to go see those properties? I got in his face so much that he knew who his realtor was. So be consistent. Be consistent. If you say you're going to call somebody, call them. If they don't answer, get a hold of them. Try a different way. Try email, try text. Just be consistent. It pays off. Even if you think you're being rude, you're not being rude. You're being professional. You told them you would call them.
I would call it assumptive. You're being assumptive. I love it. Like you're
and then,
assuming
say,
you're going to use me.
You're pushy. Just say, don't you want a pushy realtor working for you? Don't you want someone that's going to get you that house or, sell that listing?
Right.
Yes. And
especially in today's world.
Yeah, exactly. The last tip I want to give is read. I can't tell you how, there's books. I don't read a book. I listen to Audible, which Audible changed my life. I love it so much. I pay the subscription for it. If you don't know what Audible is, contact me. I can share it to you, give you a free book. But I read books like crazy. I'm probably finishing a book every 2 weeks. And I love it just because you get so many little things that you can build your business with. I don't agree with this, but I agree with this. I'm going to use that in my business. And that's helped me a lot too. And it even helps me with conversations and my confidence in conversations because, I know what I'm talking about just by getting these little tidbits from these books or implementing these into my daily schedule. And I do have a couple of books that I highly suggest reading. My very first one, especially for new agents, is A Guide to Making It in Real Estate by James R. Carter. I swear by that book. It'll tell you everything you need to know about real estate.
Love it.
The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F by Mark Manson. That's a great one for us emotional people.
Listen to that one.
Yep. And then I'm reading right now The 4 Disciplines of Execution by Sean Covey, which is also really great for just business in general. It's not for real estate. It's just for business in general, and it's doing me well so far.
I'm guessing Ginny recommended that one to you.
No, actually, I search around.
Really?
I search around in Audible, yeah. But if she's read it, I'm going to talk to her about it now.
We live by the code of the the WIG, wildly important goal.
Yeah.
Having lead measures, lag measures. Yeah. We basically run the whole management with the managers on that system here for the last 5 years now. So I totally agree with the four disciplines or 4DX for short.
4DX, that's awesome.
Awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, Christina, this has been incredibly awesome. I love your take on social media. I love, all the things that you're doing. It's all awesome. Any final words of wisdom you want to leave these final people? These fine people, I should say, not final. There you go.
You get out of this business whatever you put into it.
That was very Bill Belichick-ish of you. Do your job. That's what Belichick says.
Do it.
Don't do someone else's. Do yours. Okay.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate you putting me on this, by the way, Rick. Thank you so much. This was really fun. I really enjoyed doing this with you this morning.
Well, I was just going to say, Christina, we loved having, and I really appreciate you taking out 30 minutes of your time today to share with us. Your energy, enthusiasm is contagious. So keep doing what you do. Everybody else will be doing this again in a week. Once again, Christina, thank you very much for your time. Woo! It was awesome. Go get them, folks. Thank you.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye-bye now.